G'day, Bomber fans. So the news that we were all hoping we would avoid, unfortunately, was delivered to us yesterday. Sam Draper has ruptured his Achilles. We kind of knew this was going to be the case, but just hearing it makes it worse. I think we were just hoping there was going to be a little miracle or something, but there wasn't. So it now means Sam Draper is going to miss the entire 2025 season after just 5 games. It's really bad. I was having a think yesterday about what the worst injury, or not the worst, but the most upsetting injury that I've seen at the club is, and this would have to be right up there. This has really killed the vibe. You've got the fact that we've lost our other ruck for the season a week before, Edwards the week before that. We've got 3 season-ending injuries in a row, but also Sam Draper's form. He was playing incredible footy. He was really great for us, really important too. So yeah, this one really sucks, and now I think we're all just kind of hoping that we see Draper in the red and black again. He's an unrestricted free agent. I'd hate that to be the last game he plays for the club. I expect him to sign on. Most do. He's likely to stay with Essendon, but until we know for sure, we don't know for sure. So yeah, Draper is out for the year, which means both our main rucks will not play another game in 2025, leaving it on young Todd Goldstein to get the job done. There's a few things to cover today: our injury list, our season, what we do from here. Just a quick squiz at our injury list, which is going to update in a few days when the club posts it. And I've kind of filled in the blanks a bit with some things because this is the injury list from last week. But we're going to roll with it. So up the top, we've got the trio of Draper, Bryan, and Edwards. They all suffer season-ending injuries 1 week after the other. And by the way, just from a little look, it seems like we're now the only team with 3 players on the inactive injury list, so 3 out for the season, which is, I mean, obviously not ideal. That's not something you want to be winning. But yeah, it means we have 3 spots in the mid-season draft. I'm going to make a video about that and the ruck options specifically on Thursday, and we're probably going to be talking about that a lot more in the coming weeks because it's now really important. We'll obviously be taking a ruck in the mid-season draft, given our situation. Darcy Parish and his calf, who knows what's happening with Parish? He's suffering setbacks left, right and centre. He was 2 weeks away 2 weeks ago. He was supposed to be playing in round 1 or 2, I think. He wasn't far off. And yeah, he just keeps getting those setbacks. Angus Clark and his collarbone, Jai Caldwell and Mac Welfie with their hamstrings. They're probably going to be playing some level of footy within the next month. Nick Cox is hopefully just a week or 2 away after a long concussion and calf layoff. Maybe he can play in the ruck. Probably a bit skinny. Langford should be playing on Anzac Day. Same with Dersma. He had that knock in the last quarter, but he's given the all clear. There's plenty of injuries, as we know, plenty of holes to be filling. But really, it's the ruck that we're most worried about, so let's talk about what it means for our season. Okay, so now for the remainder of the season, or at least until the mid-season draft, we're going to need to rely on Todd Goldstein, who's going to be turning 37 in July. It is a massive unknown. We don't know where he's really at right now. He hasn't played AFL for a little while, and even when he did, it was in a dual ruck setup with either Draper or Bryan, so we don't know how he's going to last a tough run of games for him early. He's got Anzac Day against Darcy Cameron, who's in All-Australian form. The following week, North Melbourne against Tristan Jerry, who is he was almost All-Australian last year. The Swans against Grundy, who's been All-Australian. The Dogs against English, who has also been All-Australian. And then the Tigers against Toby Nankervis, who's one of the most experienced rucks in the comp. So he's going up against some great rucks to start the year. In his prime, I have no doubt he would have at least evened out with them. No one's doubting his quality. He's one of the best rucks I've ever seen, but he is 37 and he's got little to no support behind him. So after Goldstein, the next available ruck is Vigo Vicentini, who he did play really well in the VFL the other week, but that is just the 4th time in his VFL career that he's registered more than 10 hitouts in a game. Yes, he's a ruck, but he's been playing predominantly as a forward, and he's only played main ruck, I think, 3 times with us in a level lower than the AFL. So I mean, if we were a fully fit list, Vigo would be happy playing in the ruck as that project player that he is. I don't doubt he's going to be good in the future, but I would say he's not ready for the AFL right now. I think he definitely can be with time, but that time is not right now. The only available ruck that we have ready is Todd Goldstein. So if he goes down or needs a rest, we've got limited options. We've got Peter Wright, who could play ruck, but I mean, it would mean we don't have a proper marking target in the forward line other than Nate Caddy, who is too young to be the sole marking target. Even Wright in the ruck probably just wouldn't work anyway against the best in the comp. Kale Jarine is promising, but even less ready than Vicentini. Zach Reed rucked against the Eagles a bit, but that was his first hit out in a game of footy ever. The only option we have on the ruck for the next 2 months is Todd Goldstein. He's got the chance to do something absolutely crazy right now. Imagine the hero he would be if he maintains good form and becomes a reliable option for us. If Old Gold winds back the clock and helps out his team when they need him most, he could become a bit of a cult hero. And I think we all do really love Todd Goldstein. I'd love to see him play good footy. And in a weird way, with these injuries, I'm excited to see how he goes. And look, we gotta talk about the F word finals. So I wasn't really thinking about it too much this year anyway. I know some have been. It was definitely possible. We're 3-2. We were decent against the Hawks. We've beaten Port, who are looking great right now. Melbourne, who just had their first win. West Coast, we beat them. I think we're all right. I think we're better than some fans like to think we are. But, I mean, the injuries are mounting, and they're now at a point where we're scraping the bottom of the barrel for options. We're talking about whether or not untested rookies could be ready to play. I think that proves to me, and I'm now content to say, that we're probably not going to play finals footy. I don't think that's unreasonable. And wins could be tough to find now. I think even though we're in this spot of searching for wins a bit, it kind of makes things fun. It means that every win we do get from here is going to be a bit sweeter because our backs are always going to be up against the wall with these players missing. The next few weeks, especially with the rucks we're going up against and the way they impact games. But also, I think it creates opportunities for other players. There may come a time where we actually do need to play Vigo Vicentini. It'll be wacky to play him, but nothing gets us up and about like a debut, especially in a year like this where it's, trial and error. We're testing for the future. You've still got Archer Day Wicks, Lewis Hayes, Zach Johnson. These guys are probably going to play or get close to it this year. So yeah, I don't think we're going to be making the 8, and even if we do, we probably aren't in a position really to contend anyway. But there are going to be lots of opportunities for young players to impress and give us hope for the future. That is going to be the silver lining to come out of these injuries. The fact that, the only issue is some of the injured players already are young and only getting their first opportunities anyway. Tom Edwards, Nick Bryan was going to ruck out the season, but he's done his ACL too, so yeah, that's kind of annoying. But nah, not a great weekend. The Draper injury does make it feel like a loss. As I and many said in the comments, I would have taken the loss if Draper stayed fit. He is such a barometer for the club, and he's become a great and important player for us in the ruck. I really hope we see him next year with us. I'd hate to see him at another club because he just, we all love Draper. I know he's going to come back bigger and better. That Channel 7 interview before his scan, you can just tell he wants to get out there and prove himself. So yeah, we're all behind him. The fan base is behind him. It's a horrible injury. It couldn't have come at a worse time, but yeah, we just want to see him back as soon as possible because footy is more fun when he's playing it. He's such a fun bloke, such a fun player. But yeah, that is that. Just a unfortunate little injury update for you guys. Draper is out for the season. Hopefully that's the last time we talk about a season-ending injury because we haven't had any luck at all lately. We haven't had a break. So yeah, cheers for watching. Like, subscribe, and go Bombers.